The MGM Resorts NBA Summer League 2018. Our coverage of our final game on a beautiful evening in Vegas. It's about 147 degrees outside, much cooler in here. Not just because we just had Jack Cooley. We get a chance to get you ready for the Rockets. And the Clippers' top performers from day 4, Cedi Osman with 25. Jack Diallo, the guy who before Summer League began said he wanted to be the MVP of Summer League. 9 of 17 with 25 points. Casey Stern, Vince Carter, Dennis Scott for the final game here of the evening. I've been calling it the Bamute Bowl. We'll talk about some of the changes with the two teams' rosters, but I think when you look at the Clippers and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that's where you have to start. Another Kentucky product who, because of all that talent, Vince, couldn't really show the full nature of his abilities, but we've started to see it here at Summer League.
That's the beauty of the NBA. You get here, you get to really showcase what you bring to the table. And I'll tell you what, draft night I was there, and I remember that suit, first of all.
Yes.
And now he's coming out on the floor, and he's going to make sure that you remember who he is. Playing well, shooting the ball well, playing with a lot of confidence, and that's what you want. And you're showing out here in Summer League, just getting comfortable in the NBA game, and he's doing it the right way.
Here are your top 5 rookie scorers from Summer League. Trayvon Blewett, a guy who clearly could fill it from Xavier, 25. Kevin Knox, speaking of Kentucky, with 20. And Aaron Holiday has looked very, very good. We had him the other day. We are ready to go. Grant Jarrett and Zhou Qi will take the jump. The Swiss Army knife himself, as Doc Rivers told me yesterday, Za'Darius Thornwell. We'll see a lot of him. He was lethal from 3 during the second half in the Clippers win yesterday, and I know obviously you know him and appreciate his game.
Great young man. I know him from where he's from.
Oh, Zhou Qi.
This is how you start the game off. By the way, there's 2 Vinces on the court.
There are.
Yeah.
There's a Vince Edwards and a Vince Hunter.
I played with Vince Hunter in Memphis when I was practicing with him. This guy can play. Very aggressive, but Thornwell is a guy that's been patient.
Yes.
And now getting his opportunity to show what he's bringing to what he can bring to the table. And I definitely think he will be in the rotation, playing some pretty solid minutes this year. I tell you what, you can tell he's worked on his game, he's worked on his body, and he's playing at a high level right now.
We got to see the Clippers yesterday, and they played very reminiscent to the Clippers team that Doc has at the big level. Grit, fighting for loose balls, getting to the rack, fundamentals, hitting foul shots.
That's what he did. That's how he played in college. He's very aggressive. I think he played the 4 in college, and he was very aggressive on the catch swing, getting to the paint, drawing fouls, and they were so close to making it into the big game.
When they played Duke in, I think it was the second round, and they put him on Kennard, who had been shooting the lights out.
He was unreal.
I don't know if Luke did anything in that game, and Duke went home.
Yeah, and he was amazing, very aggressive, great footwork, great defensive instinct, and of course offensively extremely aggressive as well.
DeAnthony Melton, somebody we'll talk about, wearing number 0. He, because of the suspension, the investigation, didn't play his last year at USC. As you see, R.J. Hunter, who played for his dad, of course, at Georgia State.
He can shoot it.
One of the great characters in all of college basketball and coaches is his dad. Just trying to keep him upright because he falls down when he gets excited.
Man.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Off glass and good.
Very nice.
They like his size, Vince.
Yeah, quick first step. He's a thin guy, but he's still a big guy and has great offensive instinct. As you can see, can get to the basket as well.
Daniel House the miss, Melton a nice board, but the steal from Gilgeous-Alexander on the break. Shai to the rack, no good. Another one of those plays where maybe kind of got stuck.
Got a little too deep.
Without an option.
Yeah, got a little too deep, and it was stuck. Instead of just, if you get in the paint, there's nothing there, bring it out and get your team a possession, get your team a shot. You want to get a shot instead of turnovers.
We have a couple of Vinces in the game, but no Georgia Tech players.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thornwell not able to go. Rebound Hunter looks up for Daniel House. House, right hand, a nice switch. By the way, Daniel House with one of the thunderous dunks of the first week of Summer League. Gilgeous-Alexander, left hand, no good. Good defense from Joe Chi, and again, it seemed like he was going before the thoughts were going with the body.
Right. Let me ask this: was Joe Chi in the combine? Because this guy's arms are long.
Joe Chi played a little bit at the NBA level last year.
Yeah, but it's saying in the combine.
No,
what was his wingspan?
So I don't know.
Sheesh.
Active hands there on defense from Edwards. I was talking about this a little bit with GA a couple of days ago in terms of DeAnthony Melton. But we talk about guys coming out of college versus guys overseas. Here's a guy who had to keep his own body in shape, playing 3-on-3s and 4-on-4s with whomever he could because he couldn't play at the college level. And it didn't get him drafted where maybe he would have without that. But how tough is that now for him to get up to the speed of the game, having not played against anybody like that?
But that just shows his dedication to the game and still continue to get to or to reach the goal that he wants to reach. He wants to be an NBA player. Yes, he had his situation there. I'm sure he had to answer that question tenfold, and now he's trying to put it behind him by playing at the level that he's playing at.
Yeah, Melton, who had a nice second game after not so much in the game we had their first game of Summer League. Chi to Daniel House, guarded by Sindarius Thornwell. Early going, Rockets up by 7. Thornwell goes down, and House goes from downtown.
Wow, great moves. Great snap back to the 3. Normally when you make that move, you get a little too excited. And you don't make the 3. But you see, he took his time and knocked it down.
Wasn't like James Harden. What was that, Wesley Johnson, where he looked down at him for a second. 14-4 early going. Back in Vegas after this. We talked before the break about the tale of 2 games for DeAnthony Melton. Game 1, which we had against Indiana, and then game 2, 17 points, 6 of 12 from the floor. Rockets up 10, 9-0 run all on 3s. Gilgeous-Alexander.
Hey.
Corner jumper, no good. And we'll stay here.
That's what Vince Hunter does. He's very active on the glass, a la a Jack Cooley type. Not the same body type, but he plays extremely hard.
I'm going to get you a Jack Cooley jersey before we leave here.
He's already texted me. He was like, man, you made me laugh a little too much. I was like, hey, you're the fan favorite in here, so do your thing. So it's just great to see. But yeah, Hunter is one of those guys. Matter of fact, wait a minute, Jack Cooley better just give me a jersey.
Yeah, well, sure. I would assume you wouldn't have to pay for it because you're Vince Carter.
Man, I don't know, man.
I just want a discount. I just want the league to give me 20% off.
Shoot, you should get 30, 35.
I'm not sure what I get, actually.
Right, that's true.
I'm unbiased. I didn't order any Knox jerseys yet. Thornwell at the line.
I'm sure you have one on the way once you leave here.
Nope. Lead is 9. Here you go. Here's the happy Jack. The brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug with Vince.
Show me some love.
Thornwell, again good. We referenced it before, but for those who are not aware, Luc Mbah a Moute, and some of these reports, not yet official, but a year looks like with the Clippers. And 3D for Rockets fans who are joining us who probably are worried. How worried should they be? Ariza, 1 year, $15 million to Phoenix, and now they lose Mbah a Moute, who goes to the Clippers. We get a chance to ask Dennis Scott. See, TZ, you know what happened is?
What happened?
Oh, I thought I had asked them before not to allow you to speak, but then they go ahead.
But no, to your point, you lost 2 of your best wing defenders.
Man.
They brought you the toughness. We started saying defense in Houston.
Yes.
Now to see those guys leave, and now the talk about maybe Melo coming in. As much as we love Melo, if the defense is not working, and all the pressure is going to be on him because your 2 best defenders on the wings leave. As we see Chris Paul just walks into the building, sitting front row with his owner.
CP3 right here to the left with Coach D'Antoni. House, no good. Gilgeous-Alexander, by the way, had the jumper before we came down this side of the possession. But it is interesting, too, because you see there the work without, and look, no offense at all to the regular season of the 15-8 or 15-9. The only thing I care about is Houston Rockets, forget the regular season, series against the Warriors with Chris Paul, without Chris Paul. That's the week that matters, because I asked Coach D'Antoni, Vince, I said, do you look at it? Do you not think about it when people say to you, hey, look, if then, if Chris Paul had been healthy, you would have won? And he said, it makes me sleep easier maybe that I think that, hey, we would have. Right. But what was your take on what happened in that series after Chris Paul went down?
It was just, I think everybody felt the same thing, like, oh, this series is going to change, because Chris Paul had put his dominance on those two games, on that game, and you just felt like the momentum was changing. It's like Houston has figured it out, and to see him pull up with the hamstring, it was just one of those things. Like I think you could just feel the air let out of the balloon, and of course they still had another game to play and another opportunity.
Yeah,
but it's just like,
nice shot for Melton.
When things started to go left, you knew Chris Paul was going to rise to the occasion and be ready to roll.
Melton, another three. This one no good. Rebound from Thornwell.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Melo as Reggie Upshaw, the catch. Back up top, Thornwell. Melo, apparently it seems like once things are official that he'll end up being a Rocket if you believe reports. Hard to understand necessarily, as you see the bucket there by Edwards, the fit because of 3D, what you said defensively, because it's not that Melo can't fit in with the offense and how spread out it is and his ability to shoot. It's on the other end of the floor.
It's the other end of the floor, and we're talking about a team that likes to do a lot of ISO. So with Chris Paul and James Harden ISO the pick and roll, now you can ISO Melo on the block, so it feeds into what he does best. But let's go ahead and call it what it is. Is he willing to play more four now in his career versus the three?
There you go. That's what I was going to say. Now, I mean, it works if you move Melo to the four. I think now you just have to find you another wing defender.
Correct.
So that was the question I was going to ask. Do you think Melo at the four is beneficial not only to the Rockets but to him on the defensive end? I think it's a good idea.
And to your other point, Casey, now PJ Tucker, to his size, now he can play some three.
Yeah.
And he's shown now he can knock down the corner three. Now Melo at the four makes more sense versus Melo at the three.
Which Tucker has played three in Toronto before. So yeah, and Phoenix as well. So
we should mention, as if we don't need to, maybe not too loud for the organizational folks to our left, but they do owe Ryan Anderson $18 million. Well, at the four.
Yes, they do, and let's call it what it is. Hopefully Ryan can go. Oh, my goodness, big fella with the good hands.
Very nice.
Onuaku with the throwdown.
Yes. But if Ryan Anderson can come back healthy, I know there's a lot of talk about maybe moving him to create some more space.
Well, not even create space, but hopefully you could find a piece or package him with something to get you another small forward as well. So, I mean, Ryan Anderson will be great for a team who spreading the floor, giving you another shooter.
Back in the turnaround. Good defense by Onuaku. Fouls stay here. You notice 56, Rob Gray for the Rockets. He was the star of the Houston team, the college team, that had their best season that they have had in what, decades? Getting into the tournament, fantastic year. He was their leading scorer.
Since Five Slammer Jam.
A long time, yes. Okay. The man bun, known for that, but he could fill it, put up a lot of points for them during the course of the season and in their conference tournament. Reggie Upshaw takes it, 10 seconds to go, shot clock. Lead is 12 for Houston. Michino working on Daniel House. Right hand off glass, no good. Rebound, Desi Rodriguez. Not able to get it to go. Here's Daniel House. Dangadell bumps off of the defender and takes the foul. 23-11, Rockets up by 12. And a rocketing finish from Onuaku.
Looks like 3D back in the day.
Was that the pass or the finish?
Oh, yeah, the pass.
Of course.
Yep, Rockets Up 10.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
Hey, man, I saw a couple of
Hey,
dunks you had
hey,
in high school.
you can't-
Back in the day,
and college, too.
Oh, you wouldn't found some old
Come
footage.
on, man.
You wouldn't found
man.
some old footage, man.
As Shaq's boy, you know you can only pump Krispy Kreme, not Dunkin'
I
Donuts.
know, right? Shaq better send some.
Come on, man.
Tonight.
Don't make me call the general. 27-15.
Then I'm gonna need some icy hot next. Then
Rockets up 12. As I said the other day, you can go down an aisle of CVS, every aisle or Rite Aid.
You see Shaq's face
Shaq
everywhere.
is putting something somewhere.
Every other item. And that is a trap.
Seen more travels called in this summer league in the week than I think I saw the last season at the NBA level.
But to that point, Casey, having fun, that Vince is right. In high school, I could dunk and do all the fun stuff. But when I got to college, and you realize guys could really, really jump, I said, let me show them that I can really, really shoot.
As G. Hill reminds me often, the nickname was Foots, right?
That's right. That's right.
Jumper no good. Rockets up 12 under a minute to go. Reggie Upshaw, pump fake, top of the key. Michino for three. Not able to get that to go either. Loose ball foul on Delgado. Actually, it looks like it's on Dangadell. 52 seconds to go. 14 on the shot clock. Our final game here in Vegas. The Rockets 27, Clippers 15. Off the inbound, Michino will set it up. Shot clock at 10. Off the screen, the mismatch doesn't go to it. Here's Rodriguez working against Adele. To the lane, gets stuck. Good hands, and Gray will take it the other way. Adele on
Great ball movement.
off the glass.
Great ball movement, being aware of what's going on, and making the right play for an easy layup.
29-15. About 30 seconds to go here in quarter number one. Michino right side. Good defense. Nice follow there by Upshaw. Clippers hanging around, lead 12. Rockets will hold for the last shot. About 14 seconds to go here in quarter number one. Trayvon Duval not able to get it to go. Good defense from Rodriguez. 2 seconds, 1 second. Michino would have counted, but it's no good. As we head off to break, the Houston Rockets 29, the LA Clippers 17. More action here in Vegas on the other side. The MGM Resorts Summer League 2018. First time all 30 teams are here, 82 games full. The Rockets, after one, 29-17 over the Clippers. We welcome in the architect of the #1 seed in the Western Conference a year ago, the Houston Rockets, Daryl Morey. First of all, congratulations. I know it didn't end in the last couple of days the way you wanted, Daryl, but congratulations on a fantastic season.
I thought you were congratulating us on our 2-0 Summer League
I was,
record.
and your 2-0 Summer League.
Hey, they look great.
Yes,
These guys are playing extremely hard. Very athletic, too.
Yeah, we got a good group this summer. We're pretty excited.
When you look at your offseason,
We got Trayvon.
start with CP, who I know is in the building, how important it was for you to make sure to continue the relationship with Chris.
I mean, obviously, we don't win 65 without him. He took us to the next level. James obviously has been our foundation, but adding Chris made us impossible to guard and really added a defensive element. You know, I saw a bunch of people are disappointed on our offseason. We can just get Chris back, and it's a good offseason. So,
Sure. How do you address the loss of Trevor Ariza? I thought he was phenomenal for you this year as far as just on-ball defender for the best offensive player, and obviously his ability to shoot is easy. But I'm saying as far as like when you need a stop, Trevor Ariza was willing to do whatever.
yeah, both Trevor and Mbah Moute are a big part of our team, and you know, that's part of my job and our staff's job is to put together a new group for this year, and we feel confident that, you know, we need our best team on April 15th, and we're gonna either sign or trade or something to get us back to where we need to be. And we also really like our group. Nice pass by Nana.
You talked about the Summer League group. give us a sense of, Desi Rodriguez parting the sea. It is Summer League. I don't want you to get upset about the defense. It is Summer League.
I was not happy right there.
Take us through, Daryl. We saw Trayvon Duval. Let's start with that. He looked fantastic in his first game of Summer League. Such a young kid at a program where it was maybe hard for him to show off and hone his abilities. How excited are you to have him in the system?
Yeah, I mean, he's got tons of talent, obviously a top 10 high school player. And, in practice, he's been just crushing it. And I was happy to see him have a great game 1. And game 2, I thought he was pressing a little bit, but he's been great so far this game.
Shooting the ball extremely well. He seems comfortable. And I think that's what you guys do. And he comes in understanding where he is and what's asked of him, and he looks very comfortable this game. So kudos to you guys for a great pick.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. He's on our summer crew. We got a lot of our guys who have a good chance to make the roster. Obviously Melton's played real well. Joe Cheese played well. Anawaku was a big part of our comeback yesterday to win and down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Vince Edwards has been good. So I mean, it's been a good. It's been a great summer so far.
Daryl, we knew it would happen, but now officially a few weeks ago, James gets the MVP for last year. Can you just speak to, as great a player as he was really a couple of years ago, there's been so much growth in his game even the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, and I think every year he tries to add something new. And this past season, obviously he's an elite offensive player, and he showed that once again. But our defense down the stretch last year was 3rd in the league and was the best in the playoffs. And James was a big part of that. And so we're hoping to pick up where we left off with the best offense and a top 5 defense next year.
Now, as you know, nowadays, reports just tell you things. So I'm being told by fans that we should just get Melo jerseys already. I know that that's obviously way too far in advance. Let me just ask you hypothetically, would you be looking for another player to add some scoring punch, or are you just looking defensively? Give us a sense of how you see kind of filling out the roster.
I think, we're basically with the guys we're adding, we're looking for guys who have a lot of upside. We brought Michael Carter-Williams in, former Rookie of the Year. He's basically been someone who hasn't had some good stints in the last year or so, but we feel under Mike's system, he's a top defender.
Yes.
In Mike's system, he can handle the ball and really play inside that, so we think he has a lot of upside. So the theme of all of our signings are going to be guys who can maybe outplay the contract that we're signing him to.
Gerald Green, I see he's sitting here.
Speaking of a guy who outplayed his contract.
I think so.
Actually, I got his contract right here. We just signed it. It's right
well,
here.
That's all right. Well, I think bringing him in, giving a punch to your bench was phenomenal, particularly in the playoffs. In the first couple of rounds, he comes in and just gives you another punch when you sit CP or Harden down. How important will his role be coming next year, being that you lost your wing defenders?
Yeah, no, he's gonna have a lot of minutes. He had a lot of minutes all playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, he came in and was huge for us
instant
in
offense.
the 10 to 20 minute role, and you know about instant offense right here. So you still got a bunch of good years ahead of you. I didn't think you'd be doing the announcing thing. So.
No, yes. Just making sure I have the bases covered.
Covering all the bases. Gotcha. Well, shooting plus 40% keep you in the league for quite a while. So
yes.
Yeah, he could still windmill as well.
Yeah, still windmill.
I think he did it on us last year, actually, on a breakaway. So that was pretty good.
Now, the Western Conference already was beefed up with some great teams, including yours and the Warriors, among others. Paul George stays in Oklahoma City, and now rumor has it that the Lakers also had made an acquisition as well, some LeBron James guy. How about this Western Conference?
Keeps getting tougher. I think I saw that only one All-NBA, first-team All-NBA player is even in the East ever.
That's true.
I mean, it's crazy. So, so the West keeps getting tougher and tougher, and we just got to keep getting better and better to match them.
It makes for good basketball. I mean,
in the West.
Yeah, in the West. That's just about to say in the West, of course, because I mean,
I'll say my old team's looking pretty good. The Celtics, they're looking real strong.
Yes.
We almost had the dream finals for me. I was playing the Celtics in the finals. So.
How about that?
Well, it may happen. You still might be able to live out that dream.
Look at Joe Cheat defense. Block
There you
shots,
go.
and he makes the pass.
Some activity and a rebound.
That's right. Joe's been, should have mentioned him earlier. He shut down the paint yesterday. Makes it really tough on guys.
Yeah, his
RJ
long
had a
arms,
really nice game too.
his long arms, and he seems. No, I get to the arena early and work out, and I get the opportunity to see some of these guys work out, and I've seen him work out, and to me, he seems comfortable. Obviously, another year under his belt, and you can see comfort and confidence this year in his game.
He had the longest arms of the league. Then Mo Bamba came in.
So that was my question earlier. I was wondering. I knew he had to be up
I
there.
think Mo's got about like a half inch or something.
I'll tell you what, we did the game the other day, and I know he's not playing today, a little banged up, but Isaiah Hartenstein looked fantastic.
Yeah, he's got a small injury. I think he'll be back for our next game. But yeah, he's played great. Yeah, no, it's been a good summer. Hopefully, we can finish off the 3-0 before we go into the playoffs.
Well, best of luck in whatever moves might come next in filling out the roster and the rest of your summer here, Daryl, okay?
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate
Thanks so much. Daryl Morey joining us.
Appreciate it. Thank
A very important folder here on set. Rockets 40-29, the lead, going for the streak of 3 consecutive Summer League games. About 6 minutes to go here in the first half. We appreciate Daryl joining us for a few minutes here on our Summer League coverage, as he's got some work to do. He talked about outplaying the contract that we give them, and I think that's something to read between the lines a little bit with, because when you look at the Melo situation, remember, he's getting a stretched out buyout where he's going to be getting paid. So they're going to be able to basically bring him in for something extremely small because he's getting paid at another place. So to outplay the contract he gets for Houston will actually be fairly easy.
So let me ask you this. Do you think Melo's contract is sitting right here?
I don't know. It could have been. I tried to look at the folder. You didn't distract him long enough. We're back with more on the other side.
George Summer League. Second quarter, Houston Rockets 41-29. And guys, when you look at this graphic right here, the Houston Rockets have not been in the draft that much throughout their career as you look through this. And after talking to Mike D'Antoni, we talk about systems a lot, Vince.
Yes.
And I asked him, I said, Coach, why is your system working this time around than any other time in your career? He said it starts with ownership, then to management, which GMs, president, and all the way down to the coaches. They all believe in the same system. So some people may not like Chris Paul one-on-one, James Harden one-on-one, 99 pick and rolls throughout the game, but the system and the team believe in it, Casey, and that's why they're being successful.
Well, I will say what changed in that series against Golden State is you see the steal from Gilgeous-Alexander in the flush. What changed that series was when, and we did the post game, one game it was like 90 points and 9,000 dribbles, and all of a sudden you saw the ball movement start to go. Yeah, there was ISO, but they were making the right play when necessary to set up teammates. Especially Eric Gordon, who is getting more opportunities because of that.
Right, and so once everyone believes in what they're doing, now everyone understands where they need to be on the floor. So to see P.J. Tucker understand, if he took 10 shots, 8 of them were in the corner. He barely took the top 3 because he knows it's a little bit longer. So that lets me know he has found his groove within that system.
And there again, understanding, it's his guy bringing in guys that are willing to do their job, and that buy into what Coach D'Antoni's expecting of them, and you kind of just humble yourself, give it for the good of the team. Like, you guys come into camp saying the Warriors, we want to beat the Warriors. Well, doing that, you have to buy into what's asked of you, and good things will happen. And they were that close. One tweak, one injury away from
one hamstring away.
One injury away from a great opportunity, and it's just unfortunate. But there again, they have the formula that they want now, and now they just have to continue to add to it.
Melton with the 3, no good. Rebound, Clippers are going the other way. You notice on the possession before this, even though he didn't make the bucket, Jerome Robinson blowing by the defense, getting to the rack. He's a very, very interesting kid from this draft. As you see the bucket good. A lot of athleticism, ability to get to the paint. It'll be fun to watch him show off his offensive skills at the NBA level. R.J. Hunter, the coach's son, with a bucket.
He can score it.
How about, for those who have been here through the games today, between Joe Lacob, the owner of the Warriors, and Daryl Morey, and we get to sit and watching here, and I know they're showing some of it on the screen, fist pumping, and the competitive nature of the guys at the top wanting to win summer league games.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, and it becomes contagious. And you notice their entire bench stands up, and they're all cheering for each other. And that's what it's all about. They're trying to create that culture. This is what we do. So any player that comes into the Rocket system, you understand what is asked of you and how they go about their business.
Now, speaking of business, we have business to attend to here. This is our third game in a row. We got fries brought to us on set.
Oh, wow.
Now, my question is it wrong of me that the first thing I thought about is where's the ketchup?
No, you gotta have some dipping sauce, right?
There's no
dipping sauce?
It's just, can we show this?
You got dry fries?
Just dry fries.
Hey, unless it's well seasoned.
Well seasoned.
I said unless. I don't know.
Like
Oh,
I don't know yet.
we threw up an alley-oop and no one's there.
There's a question mark.
Jarrett inside. No good. Rebound to R.J. Hunter going the other way. Lead is 12. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Final game here in Vegas. Nice off glass and one. DeAnthony Melton to the rack.
Great body control, taking the hit, and still concentrating for the and one. 2 dribbles, takes the hit, little jelly roll against the glass.
11.6 rebounds here in the first half for Melton.
He's getting it done.
Again playing well. Now 12 points. He had 17 in game 2 after a rough 4-point effort in 30 minutes in game number 1 here at Summer League. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander finds Reggie Upshaw. 10 on the shot clock. Upshaw, nice feed to Desi Rodriguez, but Joe Chi with the defensive stuff.
Utilizing his 7'9.5" wingspan, but he probably needed a 7'10.5" to make that dunk just then.
Brown, the corner shot, no good. 4 blocks, by the way, for Chi in this one.
But the one thing that's great to see, obviously their entire bench standing up, but behind us, I just glanced, using my peripheral vision, I see Chris Paul over here standing up, cheering, and into the game as if he has a uniform, and that's what it's all about. I mean, like you said, starting from the top and working your way down to your star Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame point guard, cheering on the Summer League team as well, and that's great to see.
Upshaw can't get it in, but the follow is good for the Clippers and Jerome Robinson. Should note for Joe Chi, he is a Summer League legend. Great last year. Here he is again. How about Joe? His 4th block of the night. First half, Rockets up 11. Summer League action continues tomorrow in Las Vegas on ESPNU, ESPN2, and on the ESPN app. The Jazz and the Miami Heat get at it at 4:30 Eastern time on ESPNU. Then on ESPN2, the Kings and Grizzlies. And how about primetime, the Lakers and the New York Knicks? Kevin Knox, who has been maybe the star week 1 of Summer League.
No bias, right?
No bias whatsoever. I did not go to Kentucky. Joe Chi with the jumper is good.
Well done. Well done. That was well done. He has a nice stroke to be 7 foot everything.
Yes.
Shoots it.
Lots of length.
Extremely well.
Sindarius Thornwell bumps off Melton, then gets fouled by Edwards. Here's Joe Chi. The touch.
Catches 1-2 in it. Lets it fly.
9 blocks, by the way. 4 for Joe Chi. 9 total for the Rockets here in the first half of play.
You know, we see the Clippers here down 14, but they're shooting 32% or so, 14% from 3, and they only have 5 turnovers. But, you know, when you're allowing Houston to shoot 50% from 3, it's tough.
Houston Rockets, 7 of 13 from 3. They like hearing those numbers. The numbers they don't want to hear is 0 and 27.
Right.
R.J. Hunter almost loses the ball. Michino, good defense. Still working inside and off glass. It's good.
He can score. He's going to find a way to score. We've seen that, of course, in his college days and glimpses of him scoring like that in summer league and during the season.
Michino finds Angel Delgado. Hand off to Thornwell. Got the mismatch of Joe Chi. Looks inside. Delgado. And a foul.
Great look by Thornwell. Utilizing the mismatch. Drawing the tension of the defense, but still making the right play.
Foul on the other side on Markel Brown. Houston up by 14, under a minute to go here in the first half. Angel Delgado signed to a two-way on July 5th at a Seton Hall. You know, the Clippers, you know, they don't have that one guy, that face guy, but you were talking about it yesterday with Doc, and he's so excited about what he saw at Tobias Harris last year, and he should be. Vince, one of the more underrated players, I think, in terms of the way he's grown as a player the last year or two,
Tobias
right?
plays extremely hard, shoots the ball well, runs the floor, defends, plays hard. You know, fearless player. I think it was a great pickup for them. You know, in the trade with Detroit.
Got Harris in the Blake Griffin deal, of course. Here's Markel Brown, and I joked with Doc when we had him on set yesterday, somewhere right now as Brown misses the three, Lou Williams is hitting shots somewhere.
Of course.
He's putting up 20 in a 2-minute span as we speak.
That's
somewhere.
what he does.
Man. You want to talk about filling it quickly. 56-42, Rockets. Closing seconds of the first half on the other side. Of the night here in Vegas. All 82 games for the first time nationally televised. Everyone with an opportunity to see their favorite team in Summer League, and some of the stars, including DeAndre Ayton, who we saw earlier in the night. Star in the show against Mo Bamba. I like how he joked with 3D afterwards that Bamba had beaten him all through high school, Dennis, so he finally got him once.
I love that so much, guys, that those two big guys have been competing since AAU, high school, and to say, hey, you finally got me. That lets me know for the next 10 or 15 years, those big guys can stay healthy. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice little friendly rivalry for these guys and their teams.
Thornwell not able to get it to go before the buzzer. And the Clippers will head to the breakdown 14. The Rockets trying to win their third straight here at Summer League to open the show in week 1, day number 4. We've got a lot more coverage still coming here, including what should be a good second half. The Clippers, can they bounce back? We'll take a look at the first half and around the association. We come back. NBA Summer League action. Houston up by 14, 56-42. The logo, Mr. Lucas, Doc, having a conversation. How about that trio?
How about that?
You want to talk about star-studded? Game 7 last year, Western Conference Final. We talked about the Rockets and their great season. This one was a dandy. Here's a look back.
Game 7, the most anticipated series of the NBA season.
It's just about who wants it more.
Can the Rockets not run out of gas without Chris Paul?
They could see it, and they could see the finals right here.
The place is here, the time is now. We're top of the world, and I can't come down.
Look at this beautiful move here by James. What a start for James Harden.
Able to knock down the long three. Eric Gordon starting in place of the injured Chris Paul has played so well.
One of the worst quarters of basketball we've ever played, and we're down 5 points. So if we can get our act together, we'll be fine.
Thompson for three.
That's why you have him in with 3 fouls.
Harden went behind the back to Capella. What a play! Harden and Capella combining. Golden State trailing by as many as 15, getting right back into it. Curry fires for three. Yes!
No, I can't come down. This is how it feels to stand on the clouds.
The Golden State Warriors are on their way to a 4th consecutive NBA final.
While the Rockets lost the last one at the end of their season last year, they're undefeated in Summer League, looking for their third straight here to open action in Vegas. We're back, getting you ready for the second half. number 2. Rockets up 56-42 over the LA Clippers. We get a look at the numbers from half number 1. And we know that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Clippers have had a fine start to Summer League, but they're not going to be happy with these numbers. 1 of 8 from 3. Many times against the Rockets at the NBA level, that will be the difference, and it was here in the first half, 7 of 15 from three-point land for Houston.
Yes, he's been extremely aggressive. Like I said, with 11 points, I'd like to see him get his assist up. But there again, if you're not hitting shots, obviously 1 from 8 from the 3, shooting 32%. There's not much he can do.
Not going to get it done. You know what you can do? You could always spend your time during the game scrolling your Facebook and finding Dennis Scott during our coverage just posting. Look, did you know? I mean, did you even know we were on?
No.
You get a heads up. There is on Facebook. We're watching a video of ourselves.
3D live. 3D, always live.
We're apparently live on Facebook. I didn't know. Did you did you tag us in that? I mean, come on, DZ.
Nah, he's like,
that's not.
They're gonna look eventually.
I mean, you want to talk about undercover?
Man,
that ain't right. Houston had a nice first half from 3. Also, the block shot category, 9 blocks, including 4 from Joe Chi, who had 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 blocks, and an assist in the first half.
The Summer League Akeem Olajuwon.
That's right.
Too much.
We now have Angel Delgado as the Summer League Charles Oakley, and we have Akeem Olajuwon. And I don't know, Jack Cooley, he's just the Summer League James Harden, I guess, because they were chanting MVP for him in the game before this. Maybe a stretch, but it is Summer League, so we do that sort of thing. We get underway half number 2.
Yeah, he has the hair instead of the beard.
Yeah. Here's Vince Hunter. Extra dish. Gilgeous-Alexander working on Daniel House. Creative move off glass.
Well, you're 1 for 8 from 3. Layups will help.
Gilgeous-Alexander 6 of 12 from the 4, 13 points now. Only 1 turnover.
Ooh.
And the thing you like about him from the point guard position, Vince, is he looks like he's in control of the floor.
For sure.
When you watch Alexander play, he doesn't look like, now even though he in college never really got a chance to stand out necessarily with that team, I think, to the way he wanted. Everybody liked his size and his potential, hence where he got picked up at the back end of the lottery. But you could really tell just how comfortable he is with this competition running the floor.
There it is. I think here he knows he's gonna run the show. So do what you do, be who you are, and he's playing extremely well. His ability and his quickness, first of all, and with his ability to get to the basket, make plays for everybody else, as well as just get easy layups. And right now, they're going to need him to do that to get back in this game. Here we go again. That's what I tell my guys. Hey, stay the course.
That's it. Stay the course. Is that when you realized that you were a veteran, when you realized that you were saying things to others like that instead of having it told to you? I mean, was there...
Which was a long time ago.
Was it that, or just when it was harder to recover from a long game? Both?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. But, you tend to learn, and I was one of those guys that asked a lot of questions, talked to a lot of people. I just wanted to be...
Good hands by Melton.
Very good game. Very good hands. Great anticipation. But I just wanted to learn the game and all aspects of the game. Yes, I wasn't the point guard, but I was a leader of some of the teams I played on. And I've always been a vocal guy. And, I just wanted to add those aspects to my game. When you're down like that, you'll learn there's gambles you can't make. You can't give Houston an easy layup like that in a controlled fast break. They did a great job of slowing the fast break down. A senseless reach like that is giving them an easy layup.
Gilgeous-Alexander working on Melton to the hole over Chi, who was looking for that block, couldn't find it. Alexander's got 15.
Yeah, great control. Great control.
And he's been efficient too, 7 of 13, done a nice job.
Absolutely.
Tell you what, people could say what they want about the one and dones and about Kentucky, but you've even seen it here this week. These kids they play against this competition, and they look like they belong against this competition. Knox has been fantastic. Gilgeous-Alexander, the same thing for Kentucky.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about it is that they get the opportunity to play against elite talent in college every day.
And in practice too, right?
Well, yeah, sorry, that's what I mean in practice, to play against elite talent in practice every day. And obviously some guys play a little more than others, but it seems like Vince Hunter ran right through him. But you see here, he does the hesitation dribble between the legs, the swim move, and he does a great job of utilizing his body, putting his shoulder to the big, high off the glass, avoiding a shot blocker. So he has great basketball instincts and great quickness, and he's able to put it all together.
Review here to decide whether or not it was a flagrant. We saw an ejection in a game that we did the other day.
Really?
Yeah. Someone late in the game, I cannot remember who it was.
Vince Hunter's going to run right through him.
I don't know if
I don't know if it warrants an ejection because he reaches for the ball.
Yeah.
At the end, if he doesn't reach for the ball, as you see, he runs through him right here, and then he reaches for it. So, but man, I don't know. He's playing a different sport there, buddy.
I think you got to be extra careful in summer league. Obviously,
here we go.
You want to be flagrant one foul.
Flagrant one.
Flagrant one foul is the call on Hunter as he goes over. Nice tap there of Melton. Make sure he's okay. Talking now with the opponents. I don't think obviously he meant anything by it.
The Hunter guys are talking to each other, but I know Vincent, and he's not that type of guy. He plays extremely hard. And sometimes a little out of control. And I think that's what we saw right there.
Playing hard.
Yep.
And hey, when you've got guys fighting for jobs, which is what really most of these guys, some of them are just getting seasoning. You know, a guy like Dennis Smith who knows, kind of where his spot is going to be necessarily, obviously. Right. I mean, even Ayton knows his position on the team. A lot of these guys, like a guy like Hunter, is just fighting to show that he can get grit minutes if you give it to him,
We brought him in on a 10-day in Memphis just the year we had 26 players. Yeah, that year.
All those injuries.
And we brought him in, and he probably knew one play, but he played so hard and earned more minutes. And we were so impressed that we felt that he should get the minutes. And that's where he hangs his hat. So hopefully he finds a spot somewhere.
Gilgeous-Alexander, deep no good. By the way, that team you had, if every team worked as hard as that team did, as you see Edwards off glass, they'd all jump in wins. That's how much you guys grinded out victories.
Yes, I mean, it was amazing. We were able to fight and stay above water to make the playoffs. And, shout out to Matt Barnes. Coach asked us, do you guys want to play limited minutes? No, we said we wanted to see this thing through. We wanted to play it out. And, Mike, Mark, they're all down. But we still wanted to go hard and just set the tone, and continue grit and grind, obviously. And we were able to do so. And with some young guys, I mean, we had a lot of, I said it was D-League, but now a lot of G-League guys who were hungry and wanted their opportunity. So we just tried to show them the right way, and it was fun.
Gilgeous-Alexander having fun, by the way, out here. As Hunter the miss, the follow. Doesn't go. Gilgeous-Alexander has continued to shine. Another Summer League game where he looks like he belongs and then some. The Rockets, though, unfortunately for his Clippers, up by 17. 65-48, under 7 to go in the third here in Vegas. Our coverage here at the MGM Resorts Summer League 2018. NBA fans getting a chance to watch the Rockets and the Clippers. They're getting to see all the 82 games for 30 teams during the course of Summer League action this week. Day 4 coming to a close. This is our final game. Jerome Robinson working on Hunter. The jumper from 3, no good. Rebound goes the other way, Daniel House. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, all 6 for the Clippers in this quarter. They're down by 17. We've seen some hard work inside, and we've seen some shot making from the Rockets, and from 3 that really has been the difference. No shock, obviously, when you deal with Houston. 1 of 11 for the Clippers, 8 of 18 for the Rockets. 10 on the shot clock. Gilgeous-Alexander, defended by Melton. Finds Jerome Robinson. The floater is good, one-handed.
Very nice.
Nice.
Under control. Noticing the shot blocker there in his face. To the runner, floater.
Melton on the switch. And we've got a foul inside.
And Jerome is the one who hit the only 3 for them as well.
He did. He also was stuck with Big Joe Chi down there in the paint. Not sure he wanted to be there. With the amount of switches, and we were talking about this during the course of, you were with us when we were talking during the finals in our coverage.
Yes.
About the slip screens and the inability to fight against it on the Cleveland side. I mean, how much are you've watched the game really entirely? I don't forget about the amount of years you've been in it. The entire game is different now than it was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, and it's different offensively as well as defensively. Well, for me, I started there. The legal defense was a little different then, but more than anything, now with the athletic big like the Mo Bambas and Aytons and Isaacs, you're able to switch with your bigs now and feel comfortable that they can guard, at least contain and maintain the guard out of the paint and making them take a tough 2 now with their ability. So you're seeing it more and more each game, well, each year, and I think you will continue to see that more often as we move forward.
Thornwell finds Gilgeous-Alexander. He's been hot here in this quarter. He's been the scoring. Upshaw. There's Hunter, guarded by Chi. The bump and puts it down.
So there's a move there, what I was talking about with Isaac. You know there's a bigger, taller guy on you. Get into their body, make them, now when you go up, have to jump into you for the foul.
Here's the Anthony Melton.
Set up to the rise and raise. Here's Hunter here, 1-2, and you notice he goes into his body, which makes the big have to reach, which is the foul.
16-point lead, 68-52, just over 5 to go here in quarter number 3.
Wait. Let's do that one spot. RJ, put it in. Revenge, sorry. No.
You know, it's interesting, 13 points, by the way, 6 boards now for Hunter. You look at the Clippers and you talk about grind in Memphis. That's kind of what Doc had those guys doing last year after the injuries they dealt with in the trade of Blake, where a lot of people thought, and I said this to Doc yesterday when we had him, a lot of people thought that was it. The season's over. Forget it. No, they didn't get to the play, but they fought and really had opportunity to at least be in conversation for a playoff spot for quite a long time last season.
And they were entertaining. Lou Williams was lights out. And
what's it like when you're on the other side of that? And you just, I mean, you just know, tip a cap at that point? I mean, you know.
As a defender, you know, you just try to make it tough for him, obviously, and send him, you know, well,
I don't know where
at that point when he's rolling, you don't know exactly where to send him, but
he's in the gym, he's in range
for sure. And, you know, and when they're playing like that, as a coach, I'm double teaming, getting the ball out of his hands the best I can. But as a defender, obviously, I'm just going to get into him and just try to push him to his weak hand.
Another
Hunter takes a hard fall, boy.
Let me tell you something. You go one play the other side, and I know there was a flagrant one, but these 2 drives, you want to talk about going hard to the bucket. Onuaku's a big man.
That's a big
hard fall by Vince Hunter. 68-53, 15-point lead, 4:45 to go. They'll take another look. I think they're looking at the foul again. This time on the other side. NBA fans, you can be sure to download the NBA app to keep up with all things Summer League. Get your highlights, scores, and schedules with the click of a button. Stay in the know with NBA Summer. We'll take a look at the foul in question, this time the other side for Hunter.
See the jab step? He was going to the upper room, and you know, when you get up there like that, somebody hits you in your lower half, you're vulnerable.
Foul.
Yeah, it is, and it's just the way. Obviously, he's a big fella, so once you're up in the air, you're vulnerable, and you're going to hit the floor hard.
Seemed like a hard foul. To me, it's hard sometimes to judge with the size of guys in the middle, the intent.
Right, for sure.
Sounds like they're going to call it a flagrant one on Onuaku.
And I think at this point, they kind of have to call it a flagrant one when you call the Vince Hunter one a flagrant as well. I mean,
I guess
his foul was a little harder.
I guess, but it's his size.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean? I don't think there was any.
But it's so tough to referee that. Just like 3D, I think you can agree with this. When it was so tough to referee Shaq flagrant one. So it was so tough to referee Shaq. So obviously he dominates people. So when they foul him, he takes a beating, no call. But when he hits someone,
yes,
and they fall hard, they think because he fell so hard, it's a flagrant.
And that's the hardest part, to try to referee those type of players.
Also, Dwight, I think, was going through that.
Yep,
particularly
Patrick Ewing a little bit. Yeah, all the bigger guys who play with force, referees try to fit. Even LeBron. LeBron in today's game, when he's coming downhill, to your point, it's hard to figure out which is a foul or not, because once you bounce off those shoulders, you go flying over the floor.
And I want to also add Westbrook to that mix as well,
good one. That's another good one.
He's going 100 miles an hour, and he likes to seek the contact.
Right, draw contact
first.
Correct.
And hit you, and sometimes, he might not fall, but he beats on you. So in your mind, you feel like, I got to get to him first before he hits me. And it's tough to referee.
3D, while we have you, if you're a Clippers fan, and I know they're losing this game, but you've got to be absolutely thrilled watching Gilgeous-Alexander play this game.
Well, partner, that's a great setup. Every time he does something well, I look over there to the baseline where Doc Rivers and Jerry West and Lawrence Frank are sitting. They all keep smiling and looking at each other like, we have something here. Yes. We have something special here. Because the jump shot, it'll come because he's a hard worker.
But he can get to the rack
wherever he wants to go on the floor. Yes.
Anytime he wants to get to the paint, he can. And when you've got Lou Williams and you've got Tobias Harris who can shoot the three, and who knows, with Gallo in terms of help, but when you've got guys that can get out to the wings, he's going to be able to create and draw defense.
All day long. Tobias Harris and those guys are smiling right now because they got someone that can break their man down.
The unfortunate thing to this is not having DeAndre Jordan now, because I'll tell you what, he gets into the paint. If he frequents his time in the paint, bigs start to gravitate to him, and he gets lobs, but it's unfortunate.
10-0 run cuts the lead to 8. Can Gilgeous-Alexander and the Clippers get it closer? Mr. Ballmer and the Clippers got to be happy watching what they are seeing from their new point guard in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who has gotten the Clippers back within 7. 10-0 run. Deng Adel, guarded by Upshaw, finds Onuaku in the paint.
Here we're seeing like size. Well, pretty much everybody on the court is like size for the Clippers. Switch. So now it's funny. Off the offenses have changed now because of all of the switching with the bigs. You just can't run big pick and roll.
Positionless
and
basketball.
You don't put the big in pick and roll now because the big will switch.
Thornwell, active hands defensively. We're going the other way.
So that's why you see a lot of slips now, and a lot of backdoor cuts, hammer plays now because of the switching.
And again, that slip screen was run seemingly about 500 times. The same play over and over again by the Warriors in the finals against the Cavaliers. Turnaround jumper, no good from Edwards.
And more than anything, that they run it and you look at it, but it's more read and react. So they have a lot of options off of reads, and they run it to perfection.
The interesting thing was seeing in the finals, guys not fighting to get through the switch and stay with their man. Even I think of KD and them switching LeBron away from him, and it's not like it used to be that way, where a guy would take on a challenge and say, I've got this guy and I'm going to stop him. When you started in the league,
there were some questionable switching going on.
Yes,
and they were pretty much at half court. You switch, and I mean, you're putting in credit to Golden State of recognizing it, because what they were doing, they were switching, putting Kevin Love in that position and making them have to guard, which once you beat the big, now it's help side defense, swing three. Or just a blow by to a layup or blow by to a KD pull-up. I mean, that's what they were doing. And, you know, that's just the way the league is now. And it's just, I'm telling my guys now, yes, we switch in scoring area. Obviously, when you're talking about a Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, and KD for that matter, their scoring area is a little farther out. But nice pass, Vince Hunter. But at the same time, if they're not in a scoring attack position, and you can feel that when you're on defense, we don't need to switch.
You don't want to use you don't want to call anything lazy, but there seemed like there were opportunities in a lot of those matchups in the playoffs where guys, again, not that challenge taking on of I've got him doesn't exist.
Particularly late in the game like that, I want LeBron, I want my best defenders on their go-to guys. Right. Obviously, they have a lot of go-to guys.
I'm not going to let Kevin Durant score on me.
Kevin Durant is the hot hand.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make sure I'm going to have my best defender on him as much as possible.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
At that point, I just want a corral, a hard show, just so my defender can get back in front of KD.
It's just
more
not
so than a switch.
It's not the game anymore. It's not. Gilgeous-Alexander finding Thornwell. He was hot in a win in the second half yesterday for the Clippers. Back out. Reggie Upshaw. The spin off glass and a foul. They'll go against Edwards. Upshaw will go to the line. Clippers down by 7. Should have a good finish here. Over 2 to go in the third.
They're fighting their way back into it. Just being aggressive, getting into the paint, drawing fouls, and getting free throws, and now I can say points.
Here's Alexander and some of his work. What do you like what you see, Vince?
There it is, up and under, getting into the paint, getting layups, being his man, showing great body control, a great inside layup finish, something that you don't really see from young players that he really has in his game. You can see very comfortable and confident in his game. We know now that he can get into the paint. We know he can create. The shot is going to come, obviously, but they have a great piece, and that's a great pickup for them.
Here's Melton working on Rodriguez. Corner, Trayvon Duval. Back to Melton. Underneath Onuaku. Nice unselfishness, gets to a shot and a foul from Onuaku.
Nice ball movement into a paint touch, an opportunity for a score now, 2 free throws.
And you mentioned Alexander. The very same questions were asked about Trayvon Duval when he comes out undrafted at a Duke, because nobody questions his ability to handle it, get to the basket. It's, can he shoot?
Right. Right.
And we didn't see much of that in college. But to your point, there are a lot of guys that come out and improve as shooters over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's those guys who are willing to put the work in. I think I look at a Justin Jackson, let's say, who shot the ball very well, but they said, we don't know if he has three-point range. Look what he's doing now. It's just the repetition. Look at Isaac, who's now stretched his range to the three-point line. It's these guys just putting in countless hours of shooting the ball with the proper routine and sticking to it. That's the biggest thing. You have to stick to it, because you're going to go through phases where you don't shoot them well or you don't feel comfortable with your shot, but you have to trust it. That's the biggest thing. Trust your shot.
Rebound inside from Edwards. Duval will set it up, 15 to go in the shot clock, off glass, and good. Takes the harm from Thornwell, and that's a good defender in that spot. There's another look.
Swing through. The one thing he did, he got his shoulders by Thornwell where he had to reach, because he had him in a position where he couldn't get back in front of him, and great body control, strength, and a finish.
Duval, 8 minutes, 8 points, 3 for 8 from the field. He's a guy who will have some time to work. He's one of these guys who you'd love to see in the G League, getting a ton of minutes, a ton of reps, just working on his game.
I think it goes to what we talked about earlier. These guys can't look at it as a demotion. They have to look at it as an opportunity.
But it's almost like it would be better for him than, as you look at Rodriguez, it's not going to help Duval watching the Rockets at a high level where he can't
because
get
he's
minutes.
not going to play. Yeah,
right.
you're right. You're right. I'd rather see you right now. I'd rather see you play half the year, and maybe they bring you up at the end of the year.
That's the way you sell it to him, right?
Absolutely.
I need you to get shots. I need you to get reps.
More so than anything. Like it is what it is. Like we're sitting you down. Now it's up to you to do something about it.
And honestly, I'm just proud of myself, 3D, that I made it 3 games in before my first baseball reference. But I will say that much like the farm systems are used in baseball over the many, many years, now with the G League, you can do that where rather than having a guy on the bench who maybe is worthy and good enough to be the 13th guy, you can send him down to the G League and let him go get minutes and work on his game.
Yeah.
See, Dennis, they just don't want you to. We get Dennis in here. Dennis,
there we go.
There you go.
To both of your points, when it was called the D League, I called it the Dream League. Now it's the G League. It's the Get Better League. So go down there and work on your game and get better so you get called back up.
I agree with that 100%. And we've seen guys take advantage of it. Cook has took advantage of it with the Warriors.
Yes.
And look at him now. So I think these guys should see that as a opportunity to fulfill their dream of playing on an NBA roster consistently.
Duval Melton off glass. Lead back to 11. Clippers will hold for the final shot here at the end of the third quarter. Final game in Vegas for day 4 of Summer League coverage. Michino to the paint. No foul and loses the ball.
Great hands by Melton.
About 6 seconds here, so the Rockets will have some time. Push the ball up the floor. And here's Melton to do so. DeAnthony Melton behind the back with the jumper, and it's good.
Tough finish.
DeAnthony Melton beats the buzzer. 10-2 run to close the show in the third. So instead of it being at 5, here we go with a 13-point advantage heading into the final stanza in Vegas. It's been the DeAnthony Melton show. It was in the third quarter. 10-2 run for the Rockets. End up putting them in a spot up 13. You see after game 1, shaking off the rust. And again, not playing in college last year. Keeping the body ready. Going to take a little time for him to get up to that game speed. But he's there. Edwards, the long-range jumper is good from 3.
22 minutes, 23 points. That's getting it done. He's playing at a high level. He's going to work his way onto a roster playing that way.
Lead is 16. Suddenly we're sitting here looking at a game that could get out of hand. It was very, very close after Gilgeous-Alexander and the Clippers had cut the gap. At one point it was 70-65. So the quick math, that's a 13-2 run. In and out, Vince. 3D, 40 games in 4 days.
That's a lot of basketball.
You and I haven't called 40 of them, but we did 11 of the 40.
Yes. I've had a ball.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. That wasn't a prelude to me telling you I didn't have a good time.
I want to make sure.
I wanted
to make sure because the way is he going left or is he going right on this one, Vince?
This wasn't me telling you.
He didn't call the screen.
This wasn't me telling you I wasn't having a good time. That wasn't a question. What kind of impressions and things kind of stand out to you as you sit here and look at the first 4 days?
Well, the big names have showed improved in Sacramento and Utah in this first week here, but for my first couple games, I'm impressed with the second-year guys who've come in now and realize what they need to work on to make sure they stay in the NBA. As you and I talked about a few days ago, Casey, a lot of times it's easier to get in because you've done something in college or the Final Four in the tournament, but it's harder to stay.
Yes.
And that's what I love to see the second and third-year guys continue to work.
Justin Jackson, a great example of that.
I want to say Wade Baldwin.
Right, Wade Baldwin is another
phenomenal.
one.
I think he played well
yesterday, yes.
Yep. John Collins for the Hawks.
Yes, John Collins for the Hawks. Hey, look, Frank Ntilikina's played a little bit better for the Knicks.
Yes, good call.
He played a little bit better.
Shot the ball with confidence. Yeah, we know he's a Knicks fan.
Okay.
We know he's a Knicks fan.
No. I was just saying. Played it better.
Finish.
Hey, Sedarius Thornwell, another guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
100%.
Oh,
there's another
you're
guy.
okay with that one. I see. Okay.
No. That was another guy I was going to mention.
Any other
There's
Tar
one
Heels?
more. No.
By the way, can we
Already.
check out the shoes of, is that Jordan Matthews?
Oh, man, I saw him.
Can we
Is
check
that
in.
Pank?
Can we check
yes,
out?
it is. It
Can we
is.
check?
No, that is Pank.
You could see the shoes of
Panky.
Jordan Matthews.
Oh, he said that's Pank.
I mean, that is some fashion right there, ladies and gentlemen.
He had those at the house and said, man, I'm going to kill him tonight.
Oh, boy. Free throw is good. Lead is 16. We're under 9 to go.
I think we can
In regulation.
agree. Harry Giles is another one.
Yeah,
I mean,
Harry
this
Giles.
It is his second year. Obviously.
Jonathan Isaac.
Jonathan Isaac, guys, coming off an injury.
Another guy who's been good. Nice look inside and off glass from
Very nice
Edwards. Very nice pass from Trayvon Duval.
On time, on target.
Michonneau looking for Upshaw on Melton. Corner three. Jarrett no good, gets air, and Melton going the other way. D'Anthony Melton. And Rodriguez will reach in.
Melton is in the zone.
You love the confidence, too, because you guys can speak to this. I think everybody knows in their regular life how much confidence matters. I don't think they realize enough that it's exactly the same for all of you as athletes. There's got to be, if you're a Melton, you miss your last year. You're now for the first time facing competition like this, trying to show that you belong. There's got to be some nerves and maybe, not that there's a lack of confidence, Vince, but you want to prove it to yourself more than anyone else,
I think
right?
more than anything, that of course, that first game, in your mind, you've been thinking about this all summer. Now the game is here. You want to show, you want to have 40 the first night.
Right.
You want to have 25 in that first quarter. And you just need to relax and let the game come to him. And he's done that. And you can see his patience, playing under control. And he's been hitting shots. So now he's being featured, and he's taking advantage of it.
Deng Adel. It's just too easy, but hello.
Yeah, what they're doing now is just
22
taking
to
the
3
fight.
run for the Rockets, running away in the fourth. We're back with more from Vegas. For the LA Clippers, regardless of the score, you got to feel real good tonight about your two picks in Jerome Robinson and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes, they're out here playing great basketball, under control. And, you know, that's what the Clippers want to see, regardless of the score. Of course, they want to win, but you want to see your picks go out there and perform well, and they're doing so.
There's Robinson right on cue for 3. It's like the Clippers are producing the show.
He has both of their threes.
Right on
Jerome, that is.
cue. And he can fill it. Here's Deng Adel. Blocked by Robinson, but a foul, but still good hustle. Down by 21. Game not hanging in the balance. Good hustle there on defense. And you know for Doc, that's something that's going to be a necessity.
Yeah.
Is that grind, that mentality, because they're going to need to outwork some teams in that Western Conference if they're going to get wins.
Yeah.
That West is a beast.
Yeah,
and it's not just the teams people talk, because in addition, Vince, to what you have with the Lakers, you know, Denver just missed out, and Millsap, you know, Paul's out for all those games, so who knows if they would have gotten in. Dallas, if Doncic is as good as we think he could be, and DeAndre Jordan, we know how good he is, and Smith growth, they're going to be better. Which even if they don't make the playoffs, they're going to take some wins away from somebody.
Right. And here's the thing: we're looking at teams. Speaking of the West, when I say this, we're looking at teams. Great take, great finish with the left hand. But we're looking at teams now that we're saying yes, they're better. They have the ability to make the playoffs, but we're going to see some very good teams that aren't going to have a shot to make the playoffs. Just because the West is that competitive to where it's just going to be some teams that just don't have enough, and they're going to play extremely well and have a lot of wins.
By the way, I don't think the Clippers know the score or care. Great move from Gilgeous-Alexander, and then Thornwell, chance at a three-point play. suddenly possibly a quick 5-0 run to cut this thing to 18. Or not, but they get the rebound.
He's been struggling offensively today, but he's been playing extremely well.
There's a foul.
And I don't know if you just heard that, but the coach, one of the assistant coaches just yelled, "It's not over."
Yeah, I like that. That.
Believe, but there again, with your young guys, you want them to believe. You want them to continue to bring their energy. Some nights you're going to have your veteran guys that don't have it, and you're down 15-20, but you as a young guy, your first or second year.
Nice.
Very nice.
What a move from Jerome Robinson.
Great move, great finish, great body control. Used his body to protect from the shot, his shot being blocked.
That'll shut down the 6-0 run. Another 3 from Melton. He's been brilliant. He's got 26, 5 of 9 from 3.
I guess correct. Thornwell trying to get himself going here.
Ooh, here's that
Robinson move. Great finish. Great roll.
Tell you what, they're going to stop leaving him with any space.
Well, what they're doing is trying to go under the screen. The big's not calling the screen out early enough. So usually when you're late seeing the screen, your reaction is to go under. And Melton shooting the ball like he is, it's a bad idea.
5 of 9 from 3, 26 points, 9 of 13 from the field for Melton. Anthony Melton hands off to Trayvon Duval. Duval, they're looking for the hot hand in Melton, guarded tightly there by Robinson. Edwards from the top of the key, no good.
That was a force. He just needed a shot. That's what that was.
That's on Joe Chi. We'll go the other way. You know, it's amazing how easily Gilgeous-Alexander continues to get to the paint.
He reminds me somewhat of Brevin Knight.
Oh, I like that.
He's not really low to the ground. He kind of plays upright, but he's still quicker than the guy in front of him at the same time. Brevin Knight was that type of guard.
Was here, yeah.
Who's kind of upright, but he was still faster than the guy in front of him. And that's who he kind of favors to me.
And I think the thing you got to like is not afraid of contact either.
He's not.
Because people talk about the size, but they're really referring to the height and the length.
Right.
He's not necessarily a huge guy in terms of width, but he's not afraid to bang in there.
We noticed early he's initiating contact in there.
Rebound, Melton, 18-point lead, 5 minutes or so to go here in the fourth.
Still not over.
Selling it.
Fans don't leave yet.
I don't think 3D believes you, but I do.
Maybe. That's a hard maybe.
I believe you. Come on.
Far-fetched.
Duval off the switch. Works on Hunter, but Vince with the hands. And we're going to loose ball foul going the other way. Again, good hustle there from Hunter. Has been doing that throughout the course of the game.
He's aggressive. You don't match his aggressiveness. He's going to definitely put his hands and body on you.
Reggie Upshaw will inbound it. Gilgeous-Alexander, Jerome Robinson, Vince Hunter, and Sindarius Thornwell on the floor for the Clippers. R.J. Hunter, Dangadell, Joe Chi, Vincent Edwards, and the Anthony Melton for the Rockets.
I know Joe Chi's not a post-up guy, but he's had mismatches with both of the smaller guards, and just not demanding the ball down there in the post. I know he's a shooter, but when you have arms like that, and you're that tall, and you have a smaller guard, particularly a point guard, you have to want the ball.
Well, everyone's smaller on the whole floor for him. Yeah, no, you got to get after it.
Yeah, right in the front of the rim. Because even if you don't get it, you're so tall, at least you get the offensive rebound.
There's the board after the nice effort from Hunter, but a no-go. Here's Thornwell right at Joe Chi.
He's bringing it to you. He wants the contact. This is what we saw in college with him. Downhill in transition. When he had the ball, he was going through your chest as Joe Chi got to witness with the foul.
Thornwell at the line, lead 18. Missed his last couple of free throws. I know he's not going to be happy about that.
He's not shooting the ball. He's 2-11 as we see right here, but he's just rushing through his free throw. You see he's fall forward. Yes, we say fall forward, but it's kind of like an unsure shot right now. That one looks a little better.
Lead is 17. DeAnthony Melton's been the star for the Rockets. Still in the game. Guarded by Thornwell. Nice matchup there. Left side, Adele. Adele to the hole. Nice hands by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Great defense.
And I'll tell you what, you want to talk about a guy who's going to have two guys with him that he's going to learn defense from. You've got Avery Bradley and Patrick Beverly in that backcourt.
Going to be in his chest every day.
Every day.
It's going to benefit him more than anything. I mean,
he's going to go against Patrick Beverly in practice.
You're going to get
He'll be ready for anyone.
Absolutely. You're going to get the smack talking from him, but he'll be able to kind of block that out and play his game. But more than anything, just being able to handle the ball under pressure and still run your offense, because Patrick Beverly is going to bring it.
He is not going to take it easy on him. He's going to get him right.
That's good.
But that will be the best thing that can happen for him.
For sure.
That's a heck of a pair defensively, though. The Clippers have at guard. Thornwell looking for the cheek contact, gets it and one.
And he got away with an offensive foul. I think little push off.
And he looked for it too.
For sure. But if we look at there again, they're trying to get the ball to Joe Chi on the elbow here. Just has to assert himself a little more, because Thornwell's going to bring it to him, and you see him he got away with the little chicken wing to the chest.
No, I don't want to. You know, our Jinx, it leads down to 13, Vince. Let's be honest. Let's be fair.
Hey.
Make it still 13.
Struggling with the free throw.
Thornwell has struggled from the line. Melton finds Chi, bumps right through Hunter, but nice recovery, even though a foul. Hunter, I'll tell you what, not afraid at all of the contact.
He lives on the floor, boy.
Bowled over by Chi and then tried to get it a second time, but a foul. Joe Chi will go to the line. 97-84, Rockets on top. Final game of the day here in Vegas. 40 games in 4 days, which means there's 42 still Summer League games left to go.
Good Lord.
It's a lot of basketball. Man. 53 free throws in this game.
Wow.
A lot of missed ones on the Clippers side, part of the difference. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass Melton. He has done that over and over again, not just against Melton, but his ability to get to the rack has been really a prominent factor for the Clippers tonight.
So hopefully we can put this back up when I say this, but he had the hesitation dribble, and then
go the other way. Here he goes. Nice look inside for Hunter, and we're down to 10 with 3:10 to go.
So there again.
I said maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, Dennis Scott. 17-4 run.
I don't think we're looking for overtime, are we?
What?
You don't mention that word in this business, Vince.
No, I'm just asking.
You're doing so well temporary on TV. You don't bring up overtime.
Of course. I want to see a good game here.
Never say a game is going quick and never bring up overtime. Those are the rules. 98-88, under 3 to go. More from Vegas on the other side, without, of course, any overtime. Summer League action continues tomorrow here in Las Vegas on NBA TV and on the ESPN app. Spurs and Trailblazers at 4 Eastern, and Trae Young and the Hawks against the Bulls at 6. All games stream on the ESPN app. Lead is 12. Gilgeous-Alexander loses the ball, finds Upshaw from deep. It's no good. Rebound. Hunter with the save.
Lefty, too.
Alexander finds Thornwell. The 3. No good. Rebound.
Rushed up.
Going the other way and foul on Upshaw. They had 2 opportunities. How about Vince Hunter out of bounds again, saving the ball, gets it back. It looked like Gilgeous-Alexander got stuck for a second. Not sure what he wanted to do with it with Chi there, whether he wanted to blow by him or pass it. R.J. Hunter guarded tightly. Look at the defense by Thornwell. You think they don't care? Look at that defense. Regardless of the foul, the aggression in the defense. You know, Doc, who's here in the arena, wants to see that.
For sure.
Now Thornwell will sit down. Desi Rodriguez back in the game out of Seton Hall. R.J. Hunter will inbound up 12. 2:20 to go. Hunter looking for Joe Chi, and a foul called on the floor. That'll go against Hunter.
He's got to sit down and use that long body, keep the defender behind him the best he can.
Based on the last 2 games, if the Clippers were to play Jack Cooley, we might have to put those 2 on pay-per-view. Him and Vince Hunter.
Oh, man.
Considering the banging that these 2 have been doing in the last couple of games that we had.
Yes, I agree.
Vince Hunter is not afraid of contact.
No.
Here's Vincent Edwards. Finds Melton. He's had the hot hand from 3.
And you said Delgado as well, right?
Yep.
Now that would be interesting.
Nice look, by the way, from Melton there finding Chi.
But you notice what he did when he caught the ball. He did not bring it down. He did not allow a smaller guard a chance.
Good defense there. House the other way. Joe Chi. Offensive foul.
Coach Roy Rogers is going crazy over here. Former teammate of mine as well.
Roy is not happy.
No. Great guy. Great guy.
12 points and 8 rebounds for Chi.
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Bogdan Blizniuk, number 27, is in the game.
Well done.
Right. Well, I'm not sure. His family's watching. We'll find out. We'll find out.
D'Antoni
He said it must be the worst call. Coach D'Antoni said that might be the worst call in the league.
Oh, my God.
I think he means summer league.
Yeah. Oh, man. You're a young referee trying to make it in the league, and D'Antoni gives you one of those. Ouch.
Here's R.J. Hunter on the break. Looks for, and finds House, but almost brought down the house. Here's Desi Rodriguez with Chi. Little Euro step, not able to go. Rebound goes to Chi. Nope, Hunter will take it. Rockets go the other way. Bucket and a half to go behind the back. Nice off glass from Edwards. Good look from R.J. Hunter. Lead 16, 1:20 to go. Good defense from Joe Chi. Daniel House.
Man, so close.
And then the ensuing possession behind the back. Nice look there from R.J. Hunter.
Oh, I remember those days.
Foul on Chi, who's got 5 blocks in this game.
I remember playing with Jay Kidd running down the thing like that.
There you go. This is a nice play.
Very nice play. On time, on target, right to the hand so he can go up and make a play.
Lead 16, minute to go. Blizniuk inside. Extra pass and out of bounds. Jalen Johnson. Under a minute to go, our final game of the night. Tons of coverage continues tomorrow. I think there's been more fouls in this game than that Carolina Tourney Championship that I'm sure you rooted for with many stoppages. There were more. I mean, that game. Now, I cover baseball. They say those games are long. The pace of play of that championship game with those, 45 fouls or whatever it was.
You're talking about the year we won?
Yes, the year you won.
Okay.
Yes, the year you won.
I just want to hear you say it.
I know.
I'm kidding.
The year you won.
Yeah.
Not the year Villanova beat you.
Golly, man.
Well, I was just saying.
Just
differentiating between the two. Hunter not able to get it to go.
That was all net.
There was nothing but net. It's all that matters.
Yeah. Was it an air ball?
42 seconds to go. They say it's pouring rain outside.
Man, this is awesome.
So those inside the building get their umbrellas.
A lot of these young guys are going to sleep well.
That's I would agree with that. As are we.
I know.
Jalen Johnson from 3. Desi Rodriguez down low and an easy lay-in for the Clippers. You do back-to-back-to-back to games like this, it'll keep you in the league another year or two.
Agreed.
It'll keep you in the league another year or two. Wire to wire for the Rockets. 26 points, 10 boards, 5 assists for DeAnthony Melton. 20 points, 8 rebounds for Vincent Edwards. In a losing effort, Gilgeous-Alexander, 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. The Rockets take it 104-90. Don't forget our Summer League coverage continues tomorrow. Plenty of action from here and next door at Cox Pavilion. For 3D Dennis Scott, Vince Carter, and all of the rest of our crew here and in the truck, thanks for watching another great day here at the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League. More coverage coming up tomorrow on NBA TV and throughout ESPN and the ESPN app. From all of us to you, good night from Vegas.